Shreveport Police, what's your emergency?
How you doing? My husband, he loaded on some on the woody on, and he threatening me and my daughter and them.
Okay, where are you? Your husband?
Yeah, he in there now, drunk full of Kentucky Deluxe, clowning, threatening us and stuff.
Does he have any weapons on him?
I don't know, he in the room with the door closed.
In the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's your name?
Alonzo.
Hey, can you step out for me?
No. What you need? My dog. I got dog.
No, come on in, sir. He's disturbing the peace. The people next door over there.
Let me put my dog in.
Sit down.
Let me put my dog in.
Sit down.
Intoxicated. That's right.
Let her. Hey, come here. Come here.
Put my dog up.
She can put the dog up.
That's right. He's disturbing the peace. Instead, he got weed back there. He's clowning. The woman next door with him. You know, I don't about to keep you putting the dog in. Keep it so weed. He locked the door and stuff. There you go.
Hey, hey!
Police down in Shreveport, Louisiana were called on a domestic violence call, as you saw as they approached the door, and the gentleman there holding a bottle of alcohol in his hand, as the woman that called the police there pointed out, he's wilding out, he's threatening, and all these things are going down. You saw him sneak out the back door there. And this video wasn't all that long, but about a minute and a half into their encounter with him, it got much worse. Because then once he jumped over that back railing to escape, the chase was on. And of course, panic and guns were drawn. Here's very disturbing footage, a warning for you guys, the next things that went down.
He went that way, Todd.
Oh, God. You shot me.
Oh, no. Dispatch, send EMS right now. Shots fired. Shots fired.
No. No, sir. Sir.
Hey.
No. No.
Tyler.
No.
Tyler, you're good. Hey,
no.
Hey, come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
No, man. No.
Come on.
No, man.
Come on.
No.
You're good.
Man.
That traumatic scene went on for a few more minutes as the officer there was trying to, I guess, control the bleeding. Somehow it looked like he was shot in the upper torso area. And of course, that man, Alonzo Bagley, eventually was pronounced dead once they got him to the hospital. The officer that shot him was the one that was seen there running by and walking back, apparently according to the very chaotic body cam footage. And he also went out to flag down the ambulances and those EMT workers that were coming. He was panicked. We don't have to listen to that part. He was panicking this whole time, being the officers. And there's a reason behind that, because he realized it was about over for him. But this quick video here showed what he then saw as he shot and how quickly that can happen when your gun is out and you're prepared to shoot no matter what. Watch. Graphic 4.
He's bald. Where is he? Where'd he go? Oh, no.
Dispatch, send EMS right now. Shots fired.
Alonzo appeared to have been hiding within a little opening where those blue light was. And then as he was running by, took a quick shot. Maybe he was startled by someone standing there. The cop, Alexander Tyler, has been charged with negligent homicide. That's nearly 2 weeks after Alonzo Bagley, who was 43 years old, died at his apartment complex. This is on February 3rd, after that call to the police. Here's the officer that shot, who then panicked and freaked out and said, "Man, please stay with me," and was saying all of the supportive things that one might say to hear the victim and the images there circulating of him, of Alonzo, who is no longer with us. So this is the question, not even the question I had, but I guess I want to discuss it in this way, Jordan. Those officers were, after he's on the ground bleeding out, were trying to administer some kind of help, which is something we don't see in many cases. I've seen them shoot guys, and then once they're on the ground, they're like, somebody pick this guy up. What are you doing? Get up, you're not hurt. Things like that. These guys knew what was about to go down as far as the consequences for their actions. But then what I'm trying to figure out is why they don't consider that beforehand. I have some theories, but I'm curious about yours first, this whole thing.
Right. Part of it is police training. They are told to expect fear and expect violence around every corner with every interaction. And they have a shoot first, ask questions later mentality. That's part of their training. And with that being the standard and that being popular throughout police departments, how can we expect anything different? What did this guy do that warranted him dying on the spot? He was, really drunk, potentially belligerent, causing a ruckus. None of those warrant a death sentence. Running away from the cops, and this is something that Republicans love to say, well, if you do that, you deserve it. I don't accept that. And I don't think any reasonable person, when they really look at these experiences and the people that it affects, really can't argue that that makes sense either. It doesn't look like from the video footage that we have, it doesn't look like this was a necessary and warranted response from the police. Why aren't you trying to tackle him first? Why aren't you trying to, tase him first? Also, there are risks associated with tasers too. But when you have your hand on your gun and that's the first thing you do, that goes back to training. And while some people like to push better training and sensitivity training as all these different types of things as a response to police brutality, it is not the only thing that will fix this problem. Part of it is they should have never been called in the first place. There should have been a social worker. There should have been someone who isn't carrying a gun, responding to him and responding to that call first. And that is inherent in the defund the police argument. It is reallocate some of the resources from police and make a more robust social services program in every community. So somebody who is trained to deal with someone like that in that situation is the first responder, not someone with a gun who's trained to shoot first without asking questions.
It's always the way it's been. There's some people who said, what can we do then? And I saw a couple of comments along the lines of, once he jumped over that railing and took off running, that's when you stop. Because if nothing else, the cops are afraid. They're assuming there's weapons involved, even though they didn't see any. And in that assumption, they pull out their weapons. And no matter what, somebody's gonna get hurt badly. Whether or not he made a bad decision or not, because he's already made the first bad decision when the lady had to call about him threatening and all that type of stuff. That was already the first bad decision. So you have to understand how this could get worse. You're there to calm situations, not kill. But we get that route most times. And I'm sure people may say, you can't just let him run away. He did some bad things. Make sure the family and the folks that are around him that called for your help get help. I assume they didn't get much help from them the rest of the night, because now it's traumatizing. And now for the rest of their life, this is what they're dealing with. So the next time, you folks say, why don't you call, when next time you call the police, talk about it when you want some protection. This is what happens many times when folks call the police looking for some protection. They end up finding themselves in the middle of gunfire. And the person that they're looking to have calmed down or get away from them or any of that type of stuff ends up dead. And they go, that's not what I called you for. This is the reason why people say don't call the police, because things like this happen. And you know what? I'm sure that officer is distraught over it. I'm sure he's like, oh man, I can't believe I did that. His attorney was saying it was never an intention of his and all that. I'm willing to buy all of that. The problem is he didn't think about that beforehand because he wasn't told he's supposed to think about that beforehand. Society doesn't tell him that this person's life means something. So of course he wouldn't think, hey, if I pull out this gun and he pops out, I might shoot him and that could be a problem. The forethought is just not there. He's never had to. And now he's distraught. His life is over. Most importantly, that guy who he shot in the chest, life is over.